Welcome back, my fellow darkness dwellers, to another chilling episode where we explore the shadowy corners of our world. Tonight we venture deep into the woods, a place where ancient fears linger and nature holds secrets best left undisturbed. There's a phenomenon you see whispered about in hushed tones around flickering campfires, tales of trees that shift overnight, of paths that disappear with the dawn. They say the woods themselves are alive, watching, waiting. Tonight, we unravel three terrifying tales of those who dare to enter the woods that move. Brace yourselves, dear viewers, and turn down the lights. The darkness is listening. The campfire crackled, casting dancing shadows on the canvas of their tent. Inside, nestled in their sleeping bags, lay two friends, Sarah and Mark, their laughter echoing through the stillness of the woods. They were seasoned campers, comfortable with the sounds of the night, the rustle of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl. But tonight, something felt different. A low whisper seemed to weave through the trees. A sound easily dismissed as the wind, but it sent shivers down their spines. Mark, ever the pragmatist, assured Sarah it was nothing, his voice barely a murmur in the darkness. But Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes peering through the darkness. Sleep came reluctantly, filled with unsettling dreams of twisting branches and rustling leaves. Sarah woke with a gasp, her heart pounding in her chest. The whispers were louder now, closer, and a strange pressure seemed to press in on the tent. She reached out, her hand encountering cold, rough bark where moments before there had been only open space. Panic surged through her, choking her breath. She shook Mark awake, her voice trembling as she pointed to the tent entrance, now just inches from a towering pine. Mark's eyes widened in disbelief. The trees had moved, silently, stealthily, closing in on them as they slipped. Terror lent them speed as they scrambled out of the tent, their eyes darting around the now unfamiliar campsite. The once friendly pines seemed to loom over them, their branches twisting in the moonlight like grasping claws. The whispering intensified, a chorus of voices surrounding them, urging them deeper into the woods. Stumbling through the undergrowth, they ran, their breath catching in their throats, the sounds of their pursuers echoing behind them. They didn't dare slow down, didn't dare look back. The image of the encroaching trees seared into their minds. They emerged from the woods as dawn broke, gasping for breath, their clothes torn, their faces streaked with dirt and fear. Behind them, the woods stood silent, the trees still, bathed in the soft light of morning. But Sarah and Mark knew the truth. The woods were not what they seemed. They had looked into the eyes of the forest and seen the hunger there, the ancient primal hunger of something old and vast and infinitely patient. Emily, an experienced hiker, relished the solitude of the trail. The sun dappled through the canopy, painting shifting patterns on the forest floor. She breathed deeply, the scent of pine and damp earth filling her lungs. She was at peace, alone with her thoughts and the symphony of the woods. She consulted her map, a slight frown creasing her brow. She'd been following the trail for hours, yet it felt unfamiliar, the landmarks not quite matching the cartography. Shrugging it off as a momentary disorientation, she continued on, the sun already beginning its descent. As the light began to fade, so did her confidence. The trail seemed to twist back on itself, the trees pressing closer, their branches intertwining overhead, creating a tunnel of deepening shadows. Panic welled in her chest, a cold fist squeezing at her heart. She was lost. She quickened her pace, her eyes darting from side to side, searching for a familiar landmark, a break in the oppressive foliage. But the woods seemed to close in around her, the trees shifting, rearranging themselves with each turn she took. Nightfall brought a new wave of terror. The shadows stretched and twisted, taking on menacing shapes in the moonlight. The trees creaked and groaned, their branches swaying rhythmically as if in a silent dance. but there was no wind. She stumbled on, her hope dwindling with each passing moment. She thought she saw figures flitting between the trees, their eyes glowing with an unnatural light. Whispers seemed to follow her, taunting her, urging her deeper into the labyrinthine woods. Days blurred into nights. Exhaustion gnawed at her, hunger a constant ache. The woods had become her prison, a vast, ever-changing maze designed to break her spirit. She had long since abandoned hope of rescue, her only goal now survival. One morning she awoke to find herself on the edge of the woods, the rising sun painting the sky in hues of pink and orange. She stumbled out, blinking in the light, her body battered, her mind teetering on the edge of madness. Behind her the woods stood silent, their secrets kept safe beneath the canopy of leaves. Emily never spoke of what she saw, what she heard in those dark and endless woods. But the fear remained, etched into her soul, a constant reminder of the day the woods had swallowed her whole. The town of Hollow Creek had always existed in an uneasy truce with the woods that bordered its edge. Generations had lived and died under the watchful gaze of the ancient trees, respecting their silent power. But something had changed. The woods were restless. It began subtly, a tree appearing overnight in the town square, its roots tearing through the cobblestones. A house found engulfed by a tangle of branches, its occupants vanished. At first it was dismissed as pranks, strange occurrences easily explained away. But as the days turned into weeks, the incidents grew bolder, more frequent, and the townsfolk began to whisper of the woods encroaching, of the trees moving. Fear became a palpable presence, hanging heavy in the air. Children were forbidden to play near the woods, their laughter replaced by an unsettling silence. Doors were bolted, windows shuttered, as if to keep out more than just the night. Old Man Hemlock, who lived on the outskirts of town, had warned them. He claimed to have seen the trees moving, their branches reaching out like grasping claws, their roots snaking through the earth, searching for something. But his warnings were dismissed as the ramblings of an old man, his mind addled by age and solitude. Then came the night the woods attacked. It began with a low rumble, a tremor that shook the very foundations of their homes. The ground split, trees erupting from the earth, their branches lashing out, smashing through windows, tearing down walls. Panic seized the town. People screamed, running for their lives, the air thick with the smell of pine and damp earth and something ancient and hungry. They fought back with whatever they could find, axes, shovels, even their bare hands. But the trees were relentless, their advance unstoppable. By dawn the town lay in ruins, a graveyard of splintered wood and shattered stone. The woods had claimed Hollow Creek, swallowing it whole, leaving behind only silence and the faint whisper of the wind through the leaves. The survivors scattered, carrying with them the chilling tale of the town that was consumed by the woods. A stark reminder that there are forces in this world older and more powerful than man, forces that lurk just beyond the edge of the light, waiting for the moment to reclaim what was once theirs. The campfire of our stories dwindles, the embers fading into the night. But the unsettling truth remains. The woods hold secrets, and sometimes those secrets walk among us. Thank you for joining me on this chilling journey into the heart of darkness. If you found yourself lost in the terror, be sure to leave a like and tell me about your own encounters with the unknown in the comments below. And remember, dear viewers, the next time you find yourself wandering through the woods, be careful where you tread. The trees are always watching, listening, waiting. Until next time, sleep tight and beware the woods that move.